Like, look at that. Look what it's doing. Why? Why? Hello friends, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing something a little extra. Obviously I'm a little extra. I mean, I've been sick all week, I've been coughing, I've sounded terrible. When I started doing my unboxings, which was only a few weeks ago, I had this guy, little Pichu, in my setup, and I also had this guy, my boy Mewtwo, and they both kind of just hung out, you know, by themselves. If you've watched the videos this past week, which I will be sure to link in my description below, on Monday we built this guy, little Pikachu here, and on Wednesday we went ahead and built Eevee. So what do you think is next? Well, if you thought that it was, I don't know, Mimikyu because I love Mimikyu, or Celebi because I love Celebi. I mean, if it's cute and little, I love it. Well, if you guessed those, you would be wrong, because today we're actually going to talk about this guy, Mewtwo. And I know, we already have this Mewtwo. Pretty small, pretty cool. I mean, it has the right colors, the right stance. I mean, it's in the most awesome action stance that it could possibly be in. Well, I saw Eevee and I saw Pikachu and I thought, oh, I need to get these. And then there was Mewtwo, and apparently you can get all three of them. I got all three of them from a hobby store for about $8-9 each. But I will link in the description below the link to purchase them on Amazon, and you can get them as a bundle. So I'll also link that as well, so that you can get all three of them. But as I said before, this is what the box looks like. It is a Bandai product. It's the Bandai Mewtwo model kit. And let's talk about this, because as you've seen from Monday and Wednesday's videos, we've had some pros, we've had some cons with these. And I'm not going to go into Pikachu or Eevee anymore, besides saying, like, look how adorable they are. We're just going to go right into Mewtwo, because why not? So, first off, disclaimer, it's a Bandai product. It's going to have small parts, and let's go right into the pros. So here's what we got. This is Mewtwo in his little power pose at the moment. First off, you know, it's a Bandai product, so no glue or paint is going to be needed. I didn't make any adjustments to him at all. He was fairly easy to put together. He only took about 40 minutes, and that did include some filing. Gotta get those nub marks down. He does have several movable pieces, so his feet move, his legs move, his elbows, arms, hands move, his head moves. And I think it's cool because his tube in the back also moves when you turn his head. There, that makes it easier to see. And also his tail does move. Another cool thing is that when you lift or put down his tail, it makes his arm move. Only one arm, but still, that's what makes it easy to have the action pose, at least. I'm Mewtwo. Okay, that's really all the pros I have. I mean, it does have this nifty little stand, so that you can have Mewtwo's feet out a little bit when it's doing its pose. And actually on the box, it does show the different poses that you can do, including the pose when it's on its little stand seat thing for its butt. I think that's the easiest way to put it, thing for his butt. Now, you know, this might seem all fine and dandy. It does have pros. It has a lot of cons, in my opinion. First off, it says that no tools are needed. It specifically states on the box no tools are needed, and you do need some tools. First off, you need some nippers to cut the pieces off the runners. Another thing is that you do need a file to get some of those nub marks off, and then tweezers. I specifically used the tweezers for the stickers on his eyes. They were a little funky to get into place, and they don't like to stick very well. I mean, I built this a couple days ago and I had to put his eyes back in place just a little bit ago. And you shouldn't have to do that. They should stick on well enough. It's just, they aren't. And it did have one other sticker on its butt. So underneath its tail, it has a sticker in there. At first, I was very upset about that because why would you put a sticker there? And it's a large sticker. It was probably like this big. Takes up his entire butt area, but then once you put the tail and the bottom on, it's not as noticeable. You only see it when the tail's up completely. It does match the same color as the rest of his tail, so I'm not as upset about that. The placement of the runners is terrible on this. I mean, it was with Pikachu and it was with Eevee as well, but on the back of its arm, you can see nub marks. I mean, literally in the middle of his tail, and when you sand that down, it's hard to cover up the fact that there was a nub there. Some of the pieces, when I opened the pack, were actually off the runner. Specifically, a piece of the head and a piece of the leg were off of the runner, and because of that, it wasn't packaged tight enough to prevent scratching. So occasionally, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this here. I don't think you can, but there are scratches all through the leg. There's scratches on its tail, scratches on its stomach, and those are things that you can't get out unless you polish. I just haven't had the opportunity to do so, but just be aware that there is a possibility that you'll have scratches. It's not going to be visible on camera when I'm doing my setup, but it'll be visible to me, and that's the thing that matters to me. I don't want to see the scratches. I don't want Mewtwo to be all scratched up. You know, he barely gets touched in battle. Why is he scratched up here? I don't know. Another thing that bothers me, which it's just something that bothers me about the design, and that is the design of the stand. He is capable of sitting on here, but not very well. I mean, he falls over a lot. It's not the right shape. It's not the right size to hold him up all the time. I wish there was just something here on the stand to connect him to it. One other thing that bothers me, which this may have just been a flaw in the actual runners that I got, but this hand right here, this one, it is floppy, so floppy. I mean, this one, they shouldn't move that easily. I mean, I shouldn't be able to just go like this and move him around, but like, look at that, look how bad it is. It's not tight enough, so it's all over the place. So when I want it to go in a certain stance, chances are its hand's going to like flop right down, and it happens quite often. Like, look at that, look what it's doing. Why anyways, those are the cons that I have with Mewtwo. I have to say, he is really cool looking. I think he's awesome. He's going to do great alongside Pikachu and Eevee. My inability to hold things is real. See, he looks great next to them. And I think that together they will do great in my setup. And I'm excited to have all three of them. But if I were to pick one single figure, I forgot what the word was, model, figure, figurine, pretty much anything would work except what my mind says. I'd choose Pikachu. I mean, Eevee's super cute, Mewtwo's super fancy, but Pikachu all the way. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you all have a great, wonderful weekend, and you can look forward to another video from me on Monday. Have a good day. Bye.